Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen, or whoever you are. Yes, I'm just doing a quick tutorial on bass, to have your bass pronounced, in phone and any small devices. Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick demonstration and run you through. So because I'm hearing a lot of mix, most time I'm having people sending me stuff on the phone to check it out. I'm on the road. And you hear everything else except the lower frequencies like the bass and the kick and so forth. So in today's world, it is more emphasized than back then, where you people are using the beautiful distortion. Alright, this is where the beauty of distortion comes in, the noise. Alright, so it's been used all over the world right now in the industry. Distortion just popping because now we have devices like the phones and so forth, right? So iPads and whatever, or computers or the smart speakers, right? And you need to hear a mixture of everything, even though you're not on a reasonable system. All right, so what I'm using on my bass is the Mannequin. All right, the Marroquin, sorry. All right, and this is it over here. So I just want to play a bit of this so you guys could hear what's going on without it. Alright, so that's, you can hear very nice, and we know we like the reggae bass to be smooth, not gritty as in rock or popular gospel. Alright, so that's the vibe with the reggae bass. But still, even though you hear those deep low end in the reggae bass, on certain mix you still hear it in the small speakers. Alright, and like I said, it's the age where we're using the small devices now, so you want it to be even more pronounced than usual. Alright, so I'm using the Marroquin right here, distortion. Alright, it's a beautiful plugin. I'm using it. You can use it on kick, you use it on, if you're like in the with the 808 kicks and so forth, and bass, you use it to give you that grit. Alright, and you hear everything on the speaker. So this is how I use it. Alright, so I could play the bass here without it. Alright, and if you're on a reasonable studio monitors or a bigger system, you would enjoy that very much. Alright, it's very smooth, very nice, and we could live with that as it is. But what about the small devices? We have to consider them. So when we are in the studio, we have to make sure we are compensating for both listeners. Alright, so people who are generally listening in the car on good systems, or in the studio, or in their home systems, or whatever. Alright, the most popular listening device in today's age are the computer, the iPad, the phones. Alright, so this is where I start with my alright, so when you open up the plugin, both of these knobs would be the direct volume, and the distortion level would be all the way up there. Alright, so what I would do is dial in my distortion. Let me take this out. Alright, you can hear how nasty that is. So what I would listen for, if you have small speakers, you can listen to it on the smaller speaker to see where you want to dial in your distortion. Alright, so if we move the distortion knob, alright, and you don't want it, I've heard some bass, the distortion too much, and it's sound rattling in the small device like the phone. So you want to make sure that you have this not so much dialed in the drive. All right, so let's say we're working with this guy here. All right, and now we have the low part. We can dirty up the bottom end, and we can also affect the small end. That's why I love this distortion, because it separates the frequencies, the mid and all of that. All right, so what I could do is I always squeeze. I don't want to put too much in the phone so it will rattle and you hear the distortion. You just want a little buzz, and that's what the distortion does with the bass and the kick. All right, our low frequency, it gives a little buzz with the speaker, and you don't want to overemphasize or it's gonna sound distortion. All right, so we are kind of bringing the harmonics out with the distortion. All right. Alright, so let's just sweep with this low pass knob. Alright. Alright, so you can see the number down there as soon as you touch the knob, so you know where you are on the spectrum. Alright, so if you want to go 116K, whatever. Alright. Alright, I don't like to go too high up on the spectrum, because it sounds like distortion and everything is up there. So you want to go down in the mid section, not on the high end, somewhere between the high and the head, right on the border there, if you know what I mean. All right, so you would sweep this guy. All right, and then we have the high frequency knob here. All right, and then you can set wherever you want it. All right, so if you don't have a lot of choices of studio monitors that you're listening on, you gotta use experience. All right, so you know what the phone is registering, so don't go too high up in there. All right, so you can scoop up that high frequency, so you have probably the lowest, I'm not sure even where that's stop on the band. All right, so make sure that you're having that buzz in the bottom end too. It helps to pronounce the whole bass frequency down there. All right, but you don't want to go too much up on the top end, or else it's gonna sound too much pronounced, and then you'll have noise and not the harmonics. All right, so just move around. All right, so say I'm okay with this. All I'm gonna do now, we can kill this, have our natural. All right, so that's the natural that's on the system, bigger system, which is fine. So we are all right there, but still we are affecting it with a little distortion. So we start adding the distortion. Blend to taste. All right, even though I have the headphone, it has a bass frequency on it, but you can hear the low end starting to have some grit, and it's starting to be more pronounced. All right, so it's more like you're getting a fretboard in it, you know. So it's just it's musical. It's not just distortion, it's musical. So you're blending to taste to make it sounds realistic and not just noise. All right. I'm hearing it in it right now. Listening to my headphone is when I bypass. It's like it's gone. All right, the bass lose some energy. All right, so right there we can tell that we are doing a lot with just these simple steps. All right, with this plugin. All right, so as I say, you have the mid section, you have the bass. Alright. Alright, so what I noticed with this bass knob, it really sends more of the signal on the low end. More of the distortion on the low end. Alright, so if you just want an overall signal just to blend the what will affect on mostly the top section, then we wouldn't trouble this bass frequency bass knob here. Alright, but if you want to hear more, a little bit more that on the lower frequency, you can go ahead and do this here. Alright, this is the frequency that where you can pull the mid out and push it. Alright, so it's very straightforward. Alright, but this plugin is very effective, the Mario Queen Drive. Alright, so that's it. All the energy is gone. All right, and that's basically it. All right, that's it. All right, guys, so that's it. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time, but yeah, that's just a quick one, right? Not on YouTube so much these days, all right, because it's not rewarding at all. These guys are very unreasonable and stuff, so really not putting much out there. But I just feel the vibe to, you know, share this, because this is very very important, and a lot of people send stuff to me on the phone for me to check out and stuff, and I'm wondering, I'm not hearing that buzz from the bass, you know, on the phone and so forth and stuff. So most time when I'm on the road, if I'm not in the studio, I have to listen in the car system, you know, to hear what's going on over there. And I always tell the guys, add some dirt to it, you know, so we can hear the bass on the phone and so forth. All right, so guys, this is a very important thing. So even though you're getting the bounce and the vibe in the studio, please consider the small devices. All right, and if you have any other way plugins and stuff that you use, throw it in the comment section so we all can see. All right, the policy and the motto is still the same. All right, we are in this together, all right, to learn. So drop it in the comment section. All right, enough love, enough respect. I'm out of here.